Not the same. Yeah, tell them it's not the same. Not the same. This the podcast, and we call it not the same. Faith, culture, talking sports, get it in your brain. We might debate the golden and tell you that Jesus reigns. Then I got episode about the part we not the same. Culture not the same. Boy, I feel like Robert Dean, and just like Robert been redeemed, glory to the King. I feel like C-Micah, this music with faith in it. Put the word on 808, I'm talking great. Steph Curry with the shot, boy, I'm talking long distance. Boy, you messing with a Grizzly, you would think I played in Memphis. We be going back and forth, this like Serena playing tennis. But it's LLC's up in this thing, that means we stand it's not the same. This the podcast, and we call it not the same. Yeah, this the podcast, not the same. Faith, culture, talking sports, get it in your brain. We might debate the golden and tell you that Jesus reigned. Then I got episode about the part we not the same.
Yo, we are back, episode 61 of season 2 of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show, hosted by this one word, C-Micah, that one word over there, Mr. Rob Redeem. We glad, gracious, and very, very happy to be back here with y'all for another Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. A whole minute early. I don't know how it turned out like that, but we a whole minute early.
It is what it is.
We got bonus minutes, man. Blood game, Crip game, walk, talk, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Rob said a long time ago on one of his songs, I represent family on both sides, and he gets a big old,
He ain't lying.
facts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with that being said, man, do what you see on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or wherever you're watching it. I don't think we put it on Instagram, but if you're watching it somehow, pirated stream, do what you see on the screen right about, it's taking its time. It's taking its time. Number one, hit that like button if you have not liked the Not the Same Podcast. Number 2, hit the subscribe button. Please do that. Lastly, hit the notification bell so you will be notified when we are live, as we are right now, for the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. Look, man, we're looking for more and more people to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of you people who, Rob will give you a shout out in a minute, but there's a lot of you people who watch for free. Listen, dog, we ain't charging you. Yeah, we are charging you something, a subscription. Go on and subscribe. Quit playing with us, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on and subscribe, man. You vetted us for 5 years. You still wonder, I wonder if I want to subscribe. We ain't been on 5 years, but you've been vetting us for 5 years. One word. Go on and subscribe and quit playing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our rebroadcasters of the Not the Same Podcast. Our MTMV Sports family. You see them in the bottom left-hand corner. Want to give a shout out to everything that they got going over there, man. The 494 Sports Talk with C, Pretty Girl Loves Sports, the V Report, Red and Bowl, the main card. I mean, they got so many shows going over there, man. I'm just happy to be a part of the team, a part of the family doing big things over there. Also, Live Show TV, Takeover Radio, Praise 365, our homeboy Scooter 365, Parable Radio, RYC Praise News, Hip Hop Radio and Podcast Network.
Yeah.
And the 520 Collective. So, yeah, we definitely want to shout out to our rebroadcasters. And like my boy just said a minute ago, look, we looked at the statistics and we realized there are a lot of people who watch. There's more non-subscribers who watch the show than subscribers. So shout out to our sneaker peekers, dog, because y'all are making numbers go up. You think it ain't about the numbers, but it is. So give them a hand clap, bro. Just because they, you know what I'm saying, the silent partners, you know, the ones that be like, yeah, they cool. But you won't never hit the subscribe button because, you know, that's just what one words do. And I don't want to see them make it, but I like their show. Just hit the subscribe button, bro. You ain't even got to hit the notification. Hit the subscribe button. We appreciate that. That allows us, the algorithms, to algorithm, and we can get to a broader audience and keep doing what it is that we've been doing faithfully over the last few years, man.
Yeah, man. Also, man, you know, you act like you don't want to subscribe or whatever, man. Listen, dog. What you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Look, we ain't begging for numbers and all that, man. But if you're watching, and especially you people that slide on through and come get your word, and then you dipset, you just come eat, don't pay for the plate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go over there getting fat off this word, like, all right, man, I'm gonna holler at them on the third Tuesday, so I can get filled up again. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all watching everything. Honestly, we're making jokes, but man, but with that being said, man. we don't ask enough. You know, most YouTubers, if you go to any type of YouTube trainer, they say, hey, ask people to like and subscribe and all that. We do it at the very beginning. We telling you now, we're going to do it a lot more. And we're going to remember today. We said this the last two shows.
We say this last 2 shows.
But we're going to remember today. You know what I'm saying?
Forget like a mug, bro.
Forgetting like a mug. But nah, man, if you have already liked and subscribed, man, we appreciate it, man. Honestly, don't take it like we bullying y'all and all that. But y'all go and do it before we pull up. And you see we got these colors on today.
Right. We'll catch you on both sides. We good. South side, west side, north side. We either way it go. Gang. Anyway,
yeah,
let's
get
to what's popping, bro.
All right, man, let's go and see what is popping, man. Somebody tell me what's popping. This is our What's Poppin' segment where we talk about everything that's going on late and great and within sports. There's more than what's on the screen, but trust me, there's a lot of stuff going on. All right, brother. What we starting with first, bro?
We're going to start with the WNBA news, man.
Okay.
Check this out. In the WNBA right now, the Lynx and the New York Liberty remain undefeated. Both of them are at 9-0 right now. Hey, look, they dominating. If you look at the power rankings, last week it's a flip-flop in the power rankings. The Lynx was number 1 last week. This week, the Liberty are number 1, Lynx number 2, Atlanta Dream at number 3, Seattle Storm at number 4, and the Phoenix Mercury at number 5. Going to the Commissioner's Cup leaderboard over in the East, Liberty at 3-0. That's why they undefeated. Without Caitlin Clark, the Fever are at 2-1. We're talking about the Commissioner's Cup, and then the Atlanta Dreamer at 1-1. Look, the Atlanta Dreamers on the upcoming. That's a dangerous team because they ain't got nothing to lose, and they just playing to be playing. And any team that play to just play, meaning they trying to win, of course, but they don't have nothing on their shoulders. The Atlanta Dream dangerous. They gonna mess around and be the first ones to either beat the Lynx or the Liberty. You watch to see what I tell you. Just maybe. Anyways, out west, the Lynx are 3-0, Storm are 2-1, Mercury and the Valkyries are tied at 2-2. We're only talking about the Commissioner's Cup. If you don't know what the Commissioner's Cup is, that's like the in-season tournament in the NBA for all my folks that don't deal with the WNBA and call it the layup line. If you give it a chance and you like basketball, there's more fundamentals in the WNBA than there is in the NBA because they can't just travel, step back, and dunk like they do in the NBA side. Am I saying it's a better game? That's not what I'm saying. No. What I'm saying, if you're Mr. or Mrs. Fundamentals, watch the WNBA. I'm saying it's a good product. 2025 All-Star voting tips off tomorrow, June 12th. Be sure to get your votes in if you're talking about what's for the votes for the WNBA for the All-Star game that is rapidly coming up. I went last year. I was live and direct at the WNBA All-Star weekend out in Phoenix. That mug was fire. Super fire, bro. Like the environment, the whole weekend, they did their thing, and I really enjoyed myself from a sports perspective. My brother wasn't there to join me, but I represented the squad and had a very, very good time while I was out there. Yeah, man. You got anything for the WNBA, bro?
Nah, man. I will say, man, the New York Liberty they some beasts, man. Sabrina's balling, man. They whole squad. Look, Jonquel Jones didn't even play the other night, and they ran the Chicago Sky by like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like they just tough, man. They just a very, very good team. They're very balanced, and they could repeat again, but it's a crash course to the Minnesota team and the daggum Liberty. Crash course. That's what's gonna happen, man. Because both of these teams are ridiculous, man.
They are. And the only way they can reach each other at undefeated, they would have to be like 25 or 27-0.
No, because they play 4 times in a row in August, so they ain't gonna be undefeated.
But I'm saying
to
be
reaching
undefeated
each other
by then. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To be undefeated by then, they would have to win in 25, 27 games to be undefeated going into that game. And it's only happened a few times, bro. Yeah, it's only happened a few times where that happened. I don't see that happening.
Me neither.
You dig what I mean? Barring injury, we'll see what happens. But moving over to the NBA news, bro. Thunders versus Pacers. Listen, this series is tied 1-1. Game 3 is tonight in Indiana. And if y'all trying to call this man Mr. Overrated, now I get it. My issue with Halliburton is he is not consistent enough. This is the reason Pascal Siakam got the Larry Bird Trophy in the Eastern Conference Finals because that boy hit a game winner, and then the next game he ain't hit nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had like 8 points. For that superstar status, Halliburton has to be, and I get it, he's a team player. Him being out there can be a decoy. But if you're going to go to superstar status, my God, you got to do this on a regular basis. You got to average at least 25. You dig what I mean? You have to if you're going to be considered superstar. Now, you're Mr. Clutch, one of the best to do it in the NBA history in the playoffs. We see
Absolutely.
that. Can't take nothing from you.
Right.
But superstar status, and you thought you was going to get that Larry Bird. This is the reason why you didn't. Game 2, Thunder came out in Thunder form, smacked y'all in the face. And tonight we're in Indiana. We'll see what happened. Bro. They put it on them, bro.
More to talk on this Halliburton stuff later in the Pacers, man. But I say the Thunder, man, they showed their dominance, man. Shea,
they did.
Listen, Shea has averaged over 30 for the last 3 years. You know, like, we don't really look at him as this dominant superstar like a Kevin Durant. He is doing the same thing. He is ultra efficient. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, everything ain't pretty, but he got a handle. You know what I'm saying? This dude is awesome. He's 6'6" with a handle and plays defense. Like, we don't talk about his defense. He came in as a defensive player. So he's playing both sides of the ball. He's a great leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, my Grizzlies fandom make me not love the Thunder, but I respect them. They're a very good team. They ain't got no foolishness going on. They're very poised. Listen, they lost that game by the hairs of the chin in the first game. They really should be up 2-0. Let's be honest. They was up 15, 90% of that game till the end. You know, so this team is very dominant, man. And I hate to say this, bro, they're going to be dominant for at least the next 3 years before they have to start paying everybody. Like, this
contracts
is
right now. Yeah, contracts is right now.
Yeah, bro.
Like you said, I said this was going to be a gentleman's sweep 6. I mean 5. Five. I said gentleman's sweep. They took the first one in the OKC. We'll see what happens tonight. But on to injury news, man. Darius Garland, if y'all remember, we just knew the Cavs was getting ready to go to the NBA Finals the way they was dominating everybody. And then Darius Garland stopped playing. And nobody knew what was going on. They kept winning, but then he tried to hurry up and come back, and it wasn't working for him. But he underwent surgery to repair a great toe injury. It may not seem like a big deal, but if your feet ain't right, bro, you cannot you don't have proper balance. That couldn't
whatsoever.
And you saw it on the court. But he's going to be out 5 to 6 months, which means he won't return for the Cavs until November, December. You dig what I mean? We talking about 5 to 6 months from now. So November, December, maybe Christmas time. If they got a Christmas game, he might make his debut or a couple of games before that, so he'll be ready. He'll return. Another person that went under. Listen, Jaylen Brown, he underwent arthroscopic knee surgery.
Did he?
These are little things that, yes, he did, and is expected to be ready for training camp, while Jason Tatum still don't have a timeline. This all plays a key into what happened in these playoffs. Now, who gets in front of you is just in front of you. It ain't nothing you can do. I want to we was injured. One word, guess what? You made the playoffs, show up. You dig what I mean? You said your team was deep, and it didn't happen. But the fact that Jaylen Brown just had arthroscopic surgery on that knee says a lot, that he was playing through some things. Last but not least, and we'll talk about this a little later, for the NBA last but not least, Knicks still don't have a head coach. More to follow up that on the debate fuel, man. They still do not have a head coach. Moving on to NHL news. Listen, I love MLB and NHL for the playoffs. Hey, playoffs be intense, and there's no difference as this the Stanley Cup Finals. Listen, it looked like the Panthers about to go back-to-back for that Lord Stanley Championship, and I ain't talking about my middle name. You dig what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Lord Stanley Cup Championship, as they dominated Game 2, and they now lead the series 2-1. But tidbit for that, same thing the Panthers did last year. Oilers went into the locker room. One of the players cursed everybody out, and they went 7 games, but the Panthers still came out. So it may be a repeat champion with Florida making it. Hey, man, you got them picks up. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, hold on one second. Man, one thing that concerns me about not the Panthers, the other team, Connor McDavid.
Oilers. Yeah.
One of the greatest players in NHL history. Like, this dude is like we'll say Kobe of NHL. Like, he is awesome. He's one of the fastest players. Yeah, he's one of the fastest players on this ice. When he decides to go fast, you look and be like, why he don't do this all the time? He's like one of the greatest players. And also, they want a Canadian team to win. You know, this sport was really started in Canada. You know what I'm saying? And perfect time. But yeah, man, they're not. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. That great of a player should win, and I don't think he's gonna have a chance, man. So it's gonna be real interesting if they don't really pull this out. You know, and it's crazy that a team in Florida is dominating right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been in the finals before. I mean, in the what they call it, Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they won last year.
Right,
Same
they've been
two teams
last few years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy, man. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
But I go back to your Oilers. I wanted the
Yeah.
Oilers to win because they put the Blues out. I wanted to be able to say we lost against the Stanley
To the
Cup
champs.
final
Right.
champions.
Right.
But unless they get their stuff together, and now listen, it's a young series. I get it. It's 2-1.
Right.
But the Panthers spanked them boys 6-1 last game.
Yeah,
Let
that's
me
like
tell you
losing
something.
by 30 in the NBA.
Yeah, in hockey.
For real. In hockey.
In hockey,
yes.
won't work.
Yes.
6-1 is a blowout.
Yes,
You
sir.
dig what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like,
Major beat down.
because you got 3 periods. If you've never seen hockey, you play 3
Mhm.
periods, and it's a physical game. I respect.
Absolutely.
I've been to a few hockey games.
Mhm.
The best one I went to, center ice, Blackhawks versus the Blues rivalry game. We had center ice at Media Row. Cold as that deal. I walked out with double ear infections because one word didn't know I should have had a hoodie on.
Right.
You dig what I mean? Because
Boy
we
learned
don't
that
know.
day.
Yeah, I learned.
Yeah.
My ears did too. As skeet as they are, both of these joints had ear infections from that cold. My point is this. The back and forth of them getting on that ice and getting out, this is the reason why intermission is so long. Because it's constant going, just skate. Like it ain't no stopping putting your hands on your knees like you do in football, basketball.
No, there's no rest.
And any other sport. There's no rest for these boys going back and forth. So a 6-1 blowout in the 3-period set. Let me tell you something. Shout out to the Panthers, man, because they scored like in the first minute of the game. When that happened, and that horn go off, oh, your whole soul leave your body when you're a hockey player, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
But,
so big.
Go ahead, bro.
I just said big salute to the NHL playoffs, man. Like Rob said, it's very exciting, man. I got to get to a real game next year. I'm so glad you said that about the hoodie and all that, because I would be beanied up. I already got a Blues beanie, and it's going to be over my ears because I do not like being cold, brother. I'm going to be thermal than everything.
You better be. It ain't for the weak. I can tell you that.
Oh, it's one more thing I want to say about hockey, man. Like you were saying, they're the toughest player. Another thing about hockey, they get to fight. They don't get to do this fake pushing and shoving like we do in the NBA, like hold me back. No, dog. They get to fight. They get to throw hands.
One-on-one, bro.
Long as you stay up and you don't fall, you throw hands. You throw them hands, dog.
And what I love about it, the loser go to the penalty box.
Yeah. You lost. Not getting that penalty box. You loser.
right.
Man.
Yo, on to MLB news, man. A feel-good story, and the Oakland A's definitely need it because they last in the American League at 26-43. You got the picks up for me, bro.
Which one you want first, bro?
You
the 3 or the 1?
One way running into the wall. I mean, it's one you can tell. You'll see what I'm talking about. Well, there you go.
You want that one or the other one?
You can go ahead and put up. This is the type of stuff this brother been doing. Listen, shout out to rookie center fielder Denzel Clark. He's lighting it up, the highlight reels for the A's, with 3 of the top catches in Major League season, and one may be all time. This one right here that C is showing, my man climbed the wall, went over that bad boy, 11 feet up. You dig what I mean? So he can dunk. Ain't no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? 11 feet up, took that thing over, and you saw it catch. Here's the deal, man. He was drafted in 2021 in the 4th round from Cal State. He just was brought up from the AAA squad, Las Vegas Aviators, on May 23rd, and he has been in the top 10 for SportsCenter. You can go ahead and play some of these other ones. That was the best one that just took place this past week. This is the first one he did. He ran right into the wall. Yeah. Like, you see that savage right there? He's a savage. Go ahead and play that second one, bro.
Oh, that's all I got, brother.
Okay, I thought I sent you 3 of them. It's 3 of them. My man is doing his thing. It's the best thing that's happening for Oakland because, like I say, they 26-43. They play over 800 games. They not going nowhere. I'm exaggerating with 800, but that's what it feels like. They ain't going nowhere. But for this young brother to come up, get brought up May 23rd, and he already making SportsCenter highlights as an outfielder. Listen, shout out to my dude, man. He got a career ahead of him in the MLB. As long as you can catch that thing and get to the warning tracks and climb that wall, oh, yeah, they're going to keep you out there. I don't care how bad you are. That's on your pitches and your hitting. It ain't got nothing to do with that man's catching. So,
all right, man.
Yeah, man.
That's how what's popping. Oh, go ahead, bro.
One more thing. We got to give shout out to the young queen, bro.
Coco Gauff.
Yes,
sir.
Listen, man, she clinched her 2nd Grand Slam almost 2 years after she won the U.S. Open in 2023. Yes, man. Shout out to the young queen.
Yes, sir.
Her opponent, it was some shadiness going on. Sablinka told reporters that Gauff only won because she made a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah, she was talking.
She couldn't take the L. She was talking. Yeah, she was trying to take away the fact that Gauff dominated her, and I get it.
No grace, man. Showing no grace.
No, Coco did her thing. I ain't gonna call this racism. I'm gonna call this sore loseism. That's what that is. She bad. Young American beat her on her home turf. I get it. You know what I'm saying? She was the favorite. She's at the crib
French
in
Open.
the French Open.
Right.
And Coco came in there and look, she spanked her, bro. It's just what it is. So go sit down. Shout out to Coco, bro.
Big salute to Coco again, man. Another round of applause for this young lady, man. Young black queen in tennis, you know what I'm saying, handling her business. Just as well like the sisters, the Serena
sister, Williams.
The Williams sisters, man. And I'm sure they were an influence to her coming up, man. So, hey, man, big salute to her, man. With that being said, man, let's get into our soapbox segment, I think.
Soapbox.
All right, this is our soapbox segment. Me and Rob go off for 2 minutes, whether it's on sports or on real life, whatever it may be. We got 2 minutes to snap off on our soapbox on whatever it may be. As usual, normally my brother Rob goes off on sports subjects. I normally go off on real life. We never know who's going to go first. We got a time look like this. When it's over, we have a DJ horn that sounds like this. When that's over, with that being said, man, as tradition, I always let my brother Rob go first. My brother, is you ready?
I think so, man.
Let's go.
Hey, check it out, man. I have a new outlook on these NIL deals. I stood on this show in this segment and said NIL deals should have a cap on it. Mm-hmm. I now have a different take, realizing that in certain sports, and particularly the NBA, it's a brotherhood, bro. It's a good old boy, who you know league. And you really got to look at it. June 15th is the deadline to pull out the NBA draft. There has been 50 early candidates who have withdrawn from their names from the NBA draft this year. 50. Now, not that many one-words even get drafted. So I don't know where all them other cats is coming from. This is not according to Robert Dean. This is according to the NBA. 50 of them cats that went up. Some notable players that didn't pull out. Florida's Alex Condon, Houston Milo Zuzan, and Michigan's Jelix Lindorberg, or whatever that one-word name is. He ain't trying to go to the league. Something must have happened where they said, go back. My point is this. 14 siblings play in the NBA. 20 family members have ties, fathers, sons, ties, connections. It's crazy how this works. To the NIL point, on the big end of the contracts, guess what they averaging? 3.5, 4 million for the Power 4 schools. You dig what I mean? Cooper Flag reportedly made 28 million. Yeah, right. Reportedly made, but hey, not at all. I'm a Duke fan, so that ain't what I was trying to say. But Cooper Flag, shout out Dukies, reportedly made 28 million last season in NIL deals. You dig what I mean? If you had a major high, you get about 150 to 250 per year. That's more than the one word make. You dig what I'm saying? And I work an everyday job. However, some schools on the higher amounts get 2 million. And I know I'm going to go over a little bit. This is what I want to say. Now, do you risk going to the G League and being in purgatory G League and never getting out? You know what I'm saying? While you're trying to get this skeet bag of $50K a year when you come to the league? A rookie contract is $13 million for the top 9. If you drop, it drops to $5 million at the 10th pick, and then it falls all the way down where the average player gets this, that, or whatever. And don't get me started on the women's side where they making millions of dollars with NIL deals, but then they get to the WNBA and the average player make 130 to 147K. They might as well come work my job. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to say this. Young man, young woman, get your bag. Develop your skills. Get your NIL deal. Stop trying to get to the WNBA because guess what? A lot of those WNBA players, they're getting cut and they're going overseas and not making no money. A lot of these NBA players, prospects, if you will, they getting cut or they going down to the G League purgatory and they never get back up. You dig what I mean? Look at McClung, and I'm going to leave this alone. They only bring him up for a slam dunk mascot because the All-Star weekend sucks. But they will not get this man an NBA contract. Look, play your sport. Get better, get your bag. I got a different mindset on the NIL deal, bro, after how I see the NBA treat these cats. It's a good old boy system. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. My soapbox is about this, man. I'm a WNBA fan, man. I became more of a fan last year with the emergence of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Now, they're two polar opposite players. You know, they got the black and white thing going, the Magic and Bird thing going. But talent-wise, they're not equal. But this conversation is about Angel Reese. I want to talk about Why is Angel Reese hated so much? Why is she criticized so much? Listen, let's be honest. Angel Reese's talent, basketball talent, is not great. Her hustle is great. I compare her to like Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? She's not as ugly as Dennis Rodman, but her playing style, aggressive rebounder. You know what I'm saying? She's not very coordinated with her layups yet. She don't have a perfect jump shot. But you know, a lot of people hate her because she got all these endorsement deals. She has her own shoe. Look, it may not be Nike, but she got a Reebok shoe. She wear her own shoe. You know what I'm saying? She has a shoe deal. She has all other type of deals. She makes millions on TikTok. Listen, why are we upset that she, that is talent-wise, maybe an average player, hustle-wise, elite player, getting endorsements, getting deals, getting money. She's popular. People go to arenas to see her play. You know what I'm saying? She gets viewers on TV because she's an attractive young lady. She is very well spoken. You hear her talk. She's not ignorant. She speaks very well. You know what I'm saying? And she handles her business. She's a businesswoman, and she's steadily ridiculed, and I think it is a total shame. Listen, Caitlin Clark has the personality as a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? That plain old white piece of paper, I'm not saying that because of her color, but her personality is not great at all. Angel Reese's personality is outstanding. Great personality. She has her own podcast. She has great people on there. She talks well. When somebody gets out of pocket, she will get them in check. She is a strong, black, young woman. Do she do everything that I would agree with my daughter doing? I can answer that question. No. Do she get her money? Yeah. She's handling her business. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in an era. She growing up in a different era. But at the end of the day, as I go on, she is getting paper. And as Rob brought up salary earlier, WNBA players, good players, $75,000 a year before taxes, which means she's bringing home about $50,000 a year probably after taxes and insurance and all that. But those endorsements, this woman is a millionaire and she got a shoe deal. Let's celebrate somebody making the most of her celebrity and getting the bag, because she's got the bag. She's investing in other teams already. This is a very smart young lady, man. We got to give it to her. I know y'all may not like the way she dressed and the way she put herself on Instagram or whatever. This woman's about getting that money. She is getting that bread, dog. All right, man. That's my debate. Our soapbox segment. Let's move on to debate feud. All right, this is our debate feud segment when you see questions like you see up there, but me and Rob go back and forth for 5 minutes over subjects like you just saw. Sometimes it may get contentious, but mostly it don't. But we go off for 5 minutes on those type of subjects. When it's over, it'll just be over. We got time to look like this. Like I said, we're gonna get started with the first one for tonight. Is firing Tibbs blowing up in the Knicks' face? Is firing Tibbs blowing up in the Knicks' face? Now I'm gonna give a little background. The Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau after going to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second time in a row, after having a great record, after, not just getting blown out by the Pacers. Now, they won a game, at least, you know what I'm saying, in a competitive series. Tom Thibodeau had his problems, but here's the point. This is the best the Knicks have done in years. And this is why I'm saying, is this blowing up in their face? So you hear that they had endeavors to get Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka. And the Rockets said, no, you can't even talk to him. Then they said they're going to try to get Jason Kidd. And the Mavericks said, no, you can't even talk to him. Everybody there tried to get, even the college coach, I can't remember his name, the college coach that coached Villanova, that they tried to pull out. They tried to pull him out of retirement. Yeah, right. Yeah. Right said, no. All these teams. So they fired this man with absolutely no plan, no successor, or nothing. You know what this sounds like to me? James Dolan. I'm sorry, bro. I went first. But it looked like James Dolan took over and did his James Dolan type issues or ish that he does and messed up the team. Because every time they get to rolling, every time they have continuity that they've been having for the last 5 years, basically with Tom Thibodeau at the lead, they mess it up. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Listen, man. Tibbs firing. What up, man? Tibbs firing was a knee-jerk emotional reaction. And now they have to live with this, bro.
100%.
If they get a
bro.
coach and he loses the locker room early in the season and this team doesn't do well, which means NBA finals or
Right.
bust,
Yeah.
it is a wrap. Listen, Cavs, we talked about this earlier. Cavs, Celtics, they
Yeah.
both are dealing with injuries early in the season. The Pacers aren't going anywhere. And the
None whatsoever.
76ers, they got draft picks, something
Right.
that y'all don't have because you gave it to Mikal Bridges
Right.
over there in Brooklyn across the bridge. You dig
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean?
Yes,
Is
sir.
Brooklyn in the house? They will be next season.
Yes, sir.
But this season, y'all gave them all your picks. Now the Knicks window have closed. If y'all don't get a respectable coach,
Yep.
and I'm gonna say this: Mike Malone was talked about, but everybody realized Mike Malone's not gonna fit with this team. He didn't fit with Jokic, Westbrook, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray. None of them boys. My man Brokeback Mountain. You know who I'm talking about? Who I call him Brokeback Mountain because
Yeah.
he in Denver and his back always hurting. Which
Yeah.
one I'm talking about? My man that went to Mizzou. I can't think of his name right now. But the point that I'm making, Mike Malone lost that locker room. What is he
Right.
gonna do with Puppy Poo in the bunch?
Right.
He's not gonna get that locker room.
Right.
That voice is not gonna be heard. You dig what I mean? That's so now y'all gotta live with this because you
Y'all gotta
can't go
live with
back
this.
and be like, Tibbs, here goes some flowers. I'm sorry. You can't bring them back now. No.
Nah, you embarrassed this man. You embarrassed
Yeah.
this man. Listen, he's the most winningest coach they've had in a long, long, long time. They messed up. Whoever did it. If people say it's James Dolan, the owner, he has a habit of doing this. If it was him, which I do not doubt, and I think it is him, he messed up. Y'all messed up.
Yeah.
Period. Y'all
Look.
messed up. Because y'all had, look, I get it. He plays players too long. But you know what he also do? He win. One word. He wins. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't
does.
win it all. Listen, the Pacers is like lightning in a bottle type team. I don't think the
They
Pacers
are.
going to win like this for the next 5, 6, 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Everything is lining up great for them. I think they could have came back next year and won. With the Knicks get whoever they want in trades. They can get anybody to the Big Apple. So they
Anybody
can
to
do
the
that,
Big
man.
Apple. Free agency.
But what they messed around, like they say, the effed around and found
And
out.
found out.
You
Yeah.
can't get whatever coach you want. Nah,
Yeah.
dog. Nah,
You know
dog.
what? I'm gonna piggyback off that. And for all my hood folks who watching, there is a famous line that we all know from Menace to Society when he in the interrogation room. You know you done messed up, don't you? So if it
Yeah.
ain't messed up, he say, you know you messed up, don't
Yes,
you?
sir.
And
Yes,
you
sir.
said you
That's
fired.
exactly
T.
what happened. That's exactly what happened, man.
exactly what went down. You dig
Exactly
what I
what it
mean?
went down.
Now they stuttering. They don't.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're going to get, and whoever you get. Now this is what I'm going to give the Knicks. Whoever they
Right.
get, the media is going to amp it up like this is the second coming of Phil Jackson. And what
Absolutely.
happened to Phil Jackson in New York?
It didn't work
Nothing
out.
at all.
That's right.
Nothing. The triangle did not work. You know what happened? The triangle it fell apart because it didn't work. It
Yeah.
went with the Bulls, it went with the
Right.
Lakers, and they got to New York, and it just didn't work. New York is different. Tibbs had it. You want to know why? Because Tibbs was gritty. He was running them boys into the ground.
Right.
They couldn't handle it.
Right.
They could not handle it. And yeah, man, this goes back to good old boy system. You got Brunson
boy
Fowler
system.
on the bench. You dig what I mean? Dad's there. Tibbs is there. And I don't know, it was a knee-jerk reaction. So now, Knicks, good luck to you, because I don't know who you're going to get that people really think, oh, we going to win. Nah,
Yeah.
it's not happening, bro. It's not going to happen.
And I feel sorry for the Knicks fans, man. They had something going, and they got some
They
of the
did.
best fans in the league. I can't hate on them. They got
No,
real
not at
fans
all.
too. Knicks
They
been
do.
trashed my whole life, and they always be sold out. Got plenty of good fans that support them from all over the world, man.
Who don't want to go to the Garden?
Who don't want to go to Garden? Is one of the most historic places to play, man. But this was stupid, and they messed it up, man. So is the tears firing blowing up in the Knicks' face? Absolutely. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I'm laughing at Hagen.
Yeah, I know, I saw
Now,
that.
you said you lost the game at 11:31. No. You know you done messed up, don't you?
No, you messed up. Right. All right, man. Next subject. We're gonna go to football. We got a lot of football fans in here. Will Saquon Barkley rush for 2,000 yards again this season? Will Saquon Barkley rush for 2,000 yards again this season? Mr. Davis.
I need you to do me a favor and hit that note button, brother. No.
Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me why.
I'm going with the stats, my guy. I'm going with history.
Yeah.
Listen, the juice, O.J. Simpson,
Yeah.
Eric Dickerson,
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, Chris Johnson, A-Train, Adrian Peterson, Derrick Henry, and Saquon. out of all 9 of them folks I just named, none of them has done it twice.
Right.
And the juice was juiced up back in the day.
Oh,
Eric
yes, he was.
Dickerson
Yes,
was
he
a
was.
Colt. Terrell Davis was not. He had one of probably the best offensive lines ever when he played with John Elway and them boys. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
And up in Denver. You know what I'm saying? With Club Shay Shay. You dig what I mean? But the point that I'm making, 2K is a lot, bro. And I don't see him doing that. 2K is too much.
And I know Higgins is an Eagles fan. He said, I don't know if he rushes for 2K again. That's a tough feat. Here's the reason I don't think he will rush for it again. Saquon Barkley has never been ceremoniously healthy. You know what I'm saying? When he was with the Giants, he wasn't healthy all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that one.
Right. You know, now he was carrying a way more balls, but he was carrying a lot more balls back then. But with that being said, and this is a much deeper team that he's playing with, man. But that's not easy for running backs to do that, especially in this day. You know what I'm saying? And also your quarterback runs. He runs as well. Now, that's not his main option, but he runs as well. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen again. I think this last season was a special season for him. I think he has the talent absolutely to do it. I think he totally has the talent to absolutely do it, but I think defense is going to be set up to stop him this year. I think it'll be a little bit different this year. I think the Eagles can win it again. I ain't saying they can't. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to be just because Saquon just running the ball down the throat of everybody. I don't think that's going to be the reason. I think it's going to be some other switch-ups they'll do for them to be effective this year without it only being with Saquon just running all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard on the running back to do anyway. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. But here's the thing about the Eagles. The Eagles bringing everybody back on the offense. What the Eagles are going to be challenged with this season, and I know this is not the what we're talking about. We're talking about Saquon. Right. The Eagles are going to be challenged because they lost a lot of key defensive players. Mm-hmm. So if their defense is going to have the offense on the field the majority of the time,
too much.
Then then the boys gonna mess around and get tired, and then the injuries can pop in because Jalen Hurts was hurt before also. But the reason why Saquon was able to do what he had to do because you had to pick your poison. Is Jalen gonna run? Is Saquon gonna run? Right. And this brother is on the cover of Madden. Well, they talking about possible cover of Madden jumping backwards over one word, bro.
Yes, sir.
Like he had a phenomenal season. What Derrick Henry should have did up in Baltimore, Saquon took every bit advantage of what was going on.
Absolutely.
The coaching staff did what they needed to do because you had that dual threat and you had wide receivers. So on the offensive side, I don't think he's going to get 2K. I think he's going to rush for at least 15. You dig what I mean? Oh, he's going to hit the 1K mark for sure. Like I don't have a doubt. Unless he gets injured, he's going to have a great season. I just don't see two. Bro, we named Hall of Famers on that list. Ain't none of these one words ever touched 2K twice. Now, I ain't talking about back-to-back. I'm talking about twice, period.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, now Saquon is awesome, though. I want to give him all his props. He had a great historical season last year. Literally a historical season last year. But it's going to be hard to do 2,000 again, man. I'm put up what Hagan said just because I know he's the Eagles fan. He said, I can see him rushing for 1,600 plus as long as they stay healthy. But I also think they will ask more from Hurts, which will limit the run. Absolutely. They're going to have to ask more for Hurts because Hurts getting paid. And he going to further evolve as a quarterback. Hurts is a very good quarterback. I don't care what nobody says.
The defense is what I'm afraid of for the Eagles. They lost some key DBs. You know what I mean? They lost DBs, defensive linemen. So they're going to have to replenish that part because if that offense is on the field too much, then that's going to burn them out, and they're going to be subject to injury. So can he do 2K back to back? No. If he does, would I be surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Big time surprise, man. And lastly, like Hagan said, man, hopefully he avoids the Madden curse because a lot of times people get on their Madden cover and they get hurt or they just start being terrible.
Right.
One or the other. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's maybe one or two players who didn't.
Yeah. All right, next subject. The judge approved a $2.8 billion settlement for schools to pay players. Not much more to this. This settlement was about somebody sued the NCAA, but I'm going to put up the actual.
I was going to say, I got the breakdown of it, bro.
Well, I got this this Google thing. It said the House versus the NCAA settlement, a $2.8 billion legal agreement will pay out approximately $2.7 billion to thousands of former athletes former athletes for lost name, image, and likeness NIL compensation over the next decade. Additionally, the settlement allows schools to directly compensate current athletes with a potential for schools to allocate up to $20.5 million annually for athlete pay. Go ahead, bro.
Now, here go the breakdown for it. More of a breakdown. Revenue sharing. Schools can now share revenue like that from ticket sales and TV deals with their students and athletes. NIL agreements. Schools can now enter the NIL agreements with athletes, allowing them to be paid for endorsements, ads, and appearances directly from the school.
Yes.
Settlement impact. The settlement impacts over 500,000 athletes, and it's estimated to affect 1,100 NCAA member schools. So that's that. Back pay. Now, this is significant. A significant portion of the $2.8 billion settlement will be distributed to former athletes who were not able to earn compensation during their college careers. Salute to the judge for that.
Salute.
Because the O'Bannon brothers is really, if y'all don't remember the O'Bannon brothers from the Bruins, they played basketball. They were the driving force for all of this. So I hope they see they get their flowers and they get their money, because that's from it. Opt in. Here's the key. Schools are not required to participate in the settlement, but those that opt in will be subject to the cap of the $20.5 million for athlete compensation in the 25-26 academic year. And then fair market value, NIL deals exceeding a certain threshold will be evaluated to ensure that there is fair market value. This is what I'm going to say about this settlement for the ones who are getting paid for the back pay. For every athlete that did not make it out the hood, who got that injury and the school threw them away, salute to you, bro. Salute to you, sis. I don't care you black, white, Asian, whoever went to college and they was right there about to get drafted and they had that career-ending injury. They finally about to get their money. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what they went on to do, but at least they can get some money in their pocket for doing what they did for that school that just threw them away when they was no longer put butts in the seats, bro.
I think also the other good thing on the side of the current players is that, okay, it's 20.5 million allotted, basically salary cap. That's what that is. These are employees. If you watch sports now, you watch college sports now, what you don't see that you used to see is long-term rivalries with players, because players are here 1 year, maybe two, because the NIL, but also the transfer portal. Listen, twice a year, they can transfer. You know what I'm saying? You got the fall and the summer portal, and they can move on out, and they always move whoever paying the most money. Also, this other part, I say this, bro, I'll let you go again. We gonna go over time on this one. What also is good is that now they're gonna have a committee to regulate these NIL deals, to make sure that the NIL deal is getting paid for what they are actually doing and not just tossing them bread. Because the schools can pay, that's your salary. Then you can get the NIL deal on top of that, like a Nike deal or whatever, but they got to make sure it's above board. So basically, these dudes going to have agents, and I think the greatest thing for this, what they can do, okay, you sign for a contract. This is a 2-year contract. This is a 3-year contract, whatever it is, and this is your buyout. So for you to even transfer, put a buyout in there, boy. Because it's better for college, man. One thing about college, you like J.J. Redick. You like all these players from Duke. You saw over the years. You saw them over the years. You got to know these players. You know who they are because they was there for multiple years, right? Everybody wasn't just there one and done, because those are special talents were the one and dones. But now, even the boo-boo trash at the end of the bench players are transferring after 1 year. I ain't getting no playing time. I'm out. That's what I think this will help. Go ahead, bro.
No, that part right there, I'm with you. Put them boys under the contract. You dig what I mean? Now, if you're a high talent, that's why I said fair market value. If you're a high talent, not like my dude, what was the Texas dude? One of the quarterbacks that was like, I'm leaving, and in order to get me, I want $10 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like that's not fair market value for what you're worth. But people are overpaying. And this also stops the power schools from being the Yankees of college football, basketball, soccer, whatever the case may be. We talk about basketball and football, but we forget these NIL deals go over to gymnastics and some of the other, every other sport that's bringing in money. That's bringing in money. So it stops them from being the Yankees. And what I mean by that, the Yankees for years just threw money at people to build their powerhouses, where these mid-level, where you don't have that type of money, and now you just hope. You're not the Dodgers, you're not the Yankees. Now you're just hoping that you can get a Pujols to the squad like the Cardinals do, but Cardinals is cheap. But you dig what you dig what I'm saying. I just hope it levels things out now that this thing came about.
Yeah, to wrap this up, man, I think this is wonderful for college. Wonderful. Because at the end of the day, they need regulation. Right now, I heard this on the radio today, on a podcast today, and what college football and basketball and whatever, what it is like right now before this is basically, give us who's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Say he has a 6-month contract and he can re-sign and go somewhere else every 6 months, and there's no salary cap. That would be horrible for the NBA. You know what I'm saying? There would be no stability. Everybody would be gone every 6 months. I mean, at the December, at the All-Star game, I'm out, man. I want to go somewhere else. Just like that. And he can get a new contract. There's no stability. And that's the way it was in college sports. And it shouldn't be like that. Like the NIL came in with no oversight, no commissioner, no nothing. They have nothing oversight now. Only thing the NCAA is doing is oversighting grades. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you're eligible. They ain't doing nothing with that money because it's like every time we try to stand up for money, we lose in court like they just did. So that's what it is. All right, bro.
I hope it work out. I still say for the NIL folks, don't go jump into the pros if you're going to get cut. Get your money. Get your fair market value.
Stay in
stack
college.
Your bread. Stack your bread. Stay in college. And then try to go to the pros so that you're not getting cut.
And how about this? Since you getting paid, you got a full ride, and they're paying you to go to school, why don't you just go and get your degree since you're there? You know what I'm saying? For these folks that's not going to go to NBA, but they great college, like Janai Broome, the guy for, I think it was Alabama or whatever, and he went to, not Alabama, Auburn. He's the big man that was great, right? He was a great big man. He went to the NBA. That man vertical was like negative. He had no ups. He had no good wingspan, but he was awesome in college, all-American type college player. That dude can stay in college, keep making money, go and get your degree. You know what I'm saying? Because the NBA is not your future. You got to go overseas. So you might as well do it like that, bro. All
Mr. G asked a question.
Should they allow high school kids to the NBA?
Absolutely.
Elite ones, yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm going to tell you, we grew up in, you know what? We grew up in the Jermaine O'Neals, the Kevin Garnett's, the
LeBron James,
the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryant's, oh man, there's so many college. I'm not gonna name the one dude. It was a couple of college cats that was whack, but there was a bunch of NBA journeymen straight from high school. Yeah, now I'm just saying, Kwame Brown. That's an exception. Yeah. And the only reason I'm gonna tell you why Kwame Brown was trash. He had the Ben Simmons syndrome. You had Michael Jordan in his head, and once he got mind screwed, he could never come back.
Facts.
That's the reason why Kwame Brown couldn't do what he did. Because he could have been a talent. He didn't just get there. Darius Miles locally, straight from high school from East St. Louis. So I do believe that high school players should be able to come in. It's no different from a foreign player that's never been to college coming in, and then you spending your second draft pick on them. So, Mr. G, to your point, yes, I absolutely believe high school kids should be able to come in and not have to join the Ignite Elite or whatever the G League Elite or what Ignite or whatever they are.
Overtime Elite or whatever.
You do them, whoever that is, just for those basically high schoolers is going straight to the NBA because they're the ones who get drafted from the G League. If you notice, G League players ain't getting brought up unless you go to that elite squad because you can't go straight to the league. Yeah.
So I think it's for the elites, right? Every high school player ain't gonna make it. Period. You know what I'm saying? But for the ones that are good enough, that are elite, they shouldn't have to wait a year and play like they really want to play college basketball. No, they should be able to go straight. But everybody ain't gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because they know if you ain't that dude, because most of them was going to the league just to get paid. That makes them go to college because they can get paid at college because these people try and get out their situations. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes coming from the hood, they broke, they trying to take care of their family, and they trying to go to school, but they're going to school just to get to the league. When you add money to going to school because you are an elite player because they making money off your name, image, and likeness, that changes the thing. And I think the ones that go straight to the league, they going to be the good ones, right? Because it's like, I ain't worried about no money. I'm going to the league. But if you ain't ready, you ain't finna you gonna go over there and get this college bread. In my opinion,
I'm also say this, bro. It's too long, and we got a little time. So this is what I'm gonna say about the some of these high school players are dumb as a box of rocks, bro. The school system ain't for them. They
Right.
home life ain't got it. But that 94 feet, the best player you've ever
Awesome.
seen. You dig what I mean? They got hood knowledge, and what I mean street smarts. They
Right.
not dumb, but when it comes to trying to hold a GPA, you remember back in the 80s and 90s when people got caught doing people's SATs and then they get suspended and they do this and they do that. So for the ones who not in a good school system or they situation where their mama a crackhead and he taking care of his kids, I mean his little brothers and sisters, and he just don't have the knowledge, but he has all the street smarts in the world, and you will never know he didn't graduate. For those people like that, and they have a talent, don't take away that because he can't pass a SAT or whatever the case may be. To Hagens, he said Kwame should have been mentally tough. Let me tell you, I mean, he should have been more mentally tough. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna like it to music. This is strictly for you, Hagens. Under Sheldon, I couldn't have never did what I did under Preston. And I'm mentally tough. It's just you have, and I'm not calling Sheldon the GOAT. What I'm saying is you had the greatest of all time talking down to you as a high school kid. Your hero is now calling you trash. You this, you this, you this, you that. I wasted this. I don't care how mentally tough you are. When the GOAT is telling you trash and you in the NBA, you're not bouncing back from that easily, my guy. Not at all. Not at all. I'll leave that at that.
All right, bro. We got one more bonus subject, man. You ain't have to study for this one. This is going to be just our opinion. Can the Pacers actually win with Hallie not being aggressive? I said that earlier. Why I said we can go into it later. Can the Pacers actually win this with Hallie not being aggressive? Mr. Davis.
Yeah, they've shown they can. You know what I mean? He just on decoy mode. But with that being said, it's going to require everybody else to be phenomenal. Meaning shooting 50% from the field like Siakam did in that Eastern Conference Finals. 50 from the field, 53, 53 from the field, 50 from 3-point land. And to get that through the finals, good luck, my guy.
I think they can win, but it's going to be even tougher. And this is why. This is why I say it's going to be even tougher for them to win with Hallie not being aggressive. It's because Hallie ain't got to score a whole lot because that's not the type of player he is. Like I say, he's more Magic than Jordan, right? He's a tall guard, but he got to have an aggressive mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to go to the hole and get some fouls. He got to do something. And because once he get to moving, that offense get to moving. He get to throwing them dimes. He get to pushing that ball up the floor. And if they're not doing that, I think that's a big detriment to that team. Like I said, everybody wants Hallie to be like a killer on that court, but he got to be a killer in a different way. But there's no way in Hades, dude, the first half you only got 5 points. Nah, dog, that's not acceptable. You ain't got to have 30.
It's not.
But dog, give me 20. At least give me 10 in the first half, dog. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive. Make them guard you. You know what I'm saying? If that three ain't dropping, go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? I know they don't want to dribble inside the paint because OKC defense is so hellacious, but Hallie has a very good floater. Use it.
He does.
Use it, my guy. Sometimes the greatest passing guys, and I'm a guy that like to pass, has to score. You have to score sometimes. Go ahead, bro.
With Hallie, this is what I'm gonna say, man. I understand he's very good at becoming a decoy. He is excellent at becoming a decoy, and it gets Obi Toppin in, and it gets Maturin in, and it gets Miles Turner going, and it gets his teammates going.
Yeah.
But here's the difference between him and SGA. Like, okay, so we said this for game one. You and I both said, "Oh, we're gonna let SGA go off."
Absolutely.
He can do whatever he want to do.
And
the other cats, they not, and he did just like that. And guess who didn't get off? Holmgren didn't get off.
Nope.
Dort didn't get off. J Dub and SGA did their thing. But the next game, movement, doing this and that, and my man Hallie just didn't. He wasn't aggressive. And I don't know what. The one thing I like about Halliburton is this: he is having fun. I love the fact that he loves the game.
True.
And that part right there, he doesn't get on my nerve. I don't think he's corny. You dig what I mean? I feel like Cat is corny. You dig what I mean? I don't feel like Halliburton is being himself, and he loves the game. He's smiling. He's playing. He needs to get more serious. No, let him be him. That's what's him. But he does need to get more aggressive and realize, bro, I only got 2 shots this quarter.
Right.
Oh, let me amp it. Let me. They're not playing that big good a D on you, bro. Like, come on, you just gonna have to miss them. It's gonna be some nights where you go 4 for 17. You just so be it.
Hey, man, empty the clip, dog. All right, I'm going to go to the chat. We don't normally do this, but we're going to go to the chat. I'm going all the way back. Mr. G says, when was the last time, maybe 04, has a team without a bunch of superstars won a title? There's always 1 or 2 main scorers. I mean, I would say that, but OKC ain't got multiple superstars. They have 1 superstar and
they only got 1.
two very good role players. Jalen Williams, the next closest thing to that. He's an all-star. But then Chet is on the rise, and, I mean, they're more complex. And then, my bad, let me go back to Hagan. Hagan said Anthony Edwards couldn't get his game going against OKC defense either, though. And then DJ Paul, what's up, bro? Right. He said Mathurin must play well off the bench in order for the Pacers to win. I agree with that, actually. Yeah. And then Hagan said OKC got the best perimeter defense we've seen in the league in a long time. And behind that, they got Chet. I agree with all that, but here's the point, man. You got to empty the clip. Don't just give up. That's my point. We're just saying don't
be passive. That's what
just don't be passive. I mean, listen, the OKC is the better team. I think me and Rob both agree. They're going to win this series, and they're going to get their first championship together. They get the first championship for that franchise in OKC, and they're going to have the first championship for that team. But with that, man, you go out swinging, dog. You go out swinging. And then also, too, man, I'm a Grizzlies fan. I watch my team. This is how you be halfway effective against the Thunder. 2 things you need to do, and coaches don't like to do one of these. You got to play zone. Denver played zone on them, and it was effective. Now, they didn't win, but they took them boys to 7. You got to play some zone. You got to switch up that defense because that team has good 3-point shooters, but Shea ain't the greatest 3-point shooter. He is the great mid-range guy. He's a decent 3-point shooter, and he's an awesome penetrator, and he can get a shot off against anybody, right? But what they're going to have to do on offense, when you are open, shoot the ball. Stop that dribbling, dog. Like, if you get to the paint and you see somebody coming, go and shoot that thing. Don't wait for the perfect shot. You got to shoot as soon as you open because that defense is it's like a boa constrictor. You know what I'm saying? And they get tight. It gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and you feel like you can't do nothing against them. And that's when I watched that game and watched my team play against them, we were only effective is when the first shot you get, when you open, shoot that thing. Brother, let it fly. Because if you hold that ball and you start dribbling, every time you see somebody for Indiana start dribbling too much, they're getting ripped and it's going down for a layup.
You want to know why they're not playing zone, bro? Because you lead them 2 guys up top on the island. And if I can break you, and that's the reason why Denver is long. They had, you know what I mean? Jamal Murray long, Jokic long. You know what I'm saying? We talked about Porter. He's long. They have long defenders. When you're playing the zone, for those who don't know what my man is saying, when you play that 2-3 zone, those 2 guys up top are on the island against that point guard or that shooting guard. And if he got handles, if I break you down, and now my big guy come up to try to trap, wide open shot. The zone is dangerous if you got players who don't know how to play one-on-one defense. You know what I mean? Man up is different because if I'm manning you, I can go around and stay in front of you. But in the zone, you have certain and you know this, see? You got sections that, hey, once you come to this section, I take over. And it's communication. And that's the reason why teams won't play zone and why Denver could play zone because why? The same coach is not going to New York. Mike Malone is a defensive coach.
I get that. I will say this, though. Rick Carlisle will be in the Hall of Fame. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, he
will.
That
is a Hall of Fame level coach. Doubt. And he's going to pull something out his bag for this team. I'm not saying they better
play 2-1-2.
Do something. Listen, I ain't saying play zone the whole game. Just throw it in there to throw them off. You know what I'm saying? But I think the biggest thing, and we've all been saying this, come out and punch them in the mouth. Bro, you at home. You know what I'm saying? That crowd finna be behind you. My boy Kyron, shout out to Kyron Montero, he liable to be on the front row. You know what I'm saying? He been front row some of these games. Shout out to my boy. But I'm saying, when you come out to kill. You came back 1-1. They ain't got nothing to hold their head down about. I don't care if it was a fluke win. You won. You won in OKC.
Yeah.
You won the first game.
Hot
you know what I'm
style.
saying? And you can say it was fluke. You say it was lucky. I think it was all that. But you know what? They can't take from you. You won, dog. Come out with that same energy. And so you got to come out there to kill, bro. Halliburton, I know you was a finesse player and all that. I'm just saying, bro, get to the middle, shoot the floater. If they locking you up too much, run screen. Like, I don't like the fact, and I say this, and I think my brother DJ Paul is a Pacers fan. Any other Pacers fan, this is one thing I do not like that the Pacers are doing. Making the other guy dribble the ball up. Taking the ball out of Halliburton because he don't want to deal with that defense. Nah, boy, man up. You know what I'm saying? Call the screen. Go, man, you go by, yam that thing on somebody. You drop somebody off a few times, that defense goes different. That's all I'm going to say, man, because I think you shouldn't make Nembhard the point guard just to free up Halliburton. If you're going to do that, Halliburton, you got to let that thing fly every time you get it. If you ain't taking on the responsibility of being a point guard because they den you up too much and you let Nembhard do it, and Nembhard has the aggressive mentality also. You know what I'm saying? I just think Hallie got to be there. And what better time than now? Unload the clip,
definitely bro. See. We'll see tonight, brother. Matter of fact, when we get off of here, they'll be playing in about 30 minutes.
In about 30 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll be tipping off, and we'll see what happened in Game 3.
You know what, brother?
DJ Paul says Pacers in 6. I'm saying Thunder in 6. You know what I mean?
I would love for it to be Pacers in 6. But before we talk about this last thing, we said we're going to do it. Listen, if you're watching this show, even you've been watching, enjoying, and getting on to this conversation, hit that like button. If you've been on here for over 10 minutes, hit the like button. Number 2, if you ain't subscribed to Not the Same Podcast, and you just scrolling on Facebook and you saw this blue and red on here, you're like, oh, this look interesting. What they talking about? While you trying to figure out what we talk about, go to your YouTube and hit that subscribe button. And lastly, hit that notification bell so you'll know when we are live. You know what I'm saying? My bad, bro. Go ahead.
No, you good. We'll see what happens. If it goes 7, we said this last week. If it goes 7, it's up in the air. But I still got Thunder in 6. They took the punch. You dig what I mean? Hallie hit a game winner. And here's what everybody fails to realize about OKC. These one words will lose. And he keep calling them battle bots. He said it earlier, and I looked at it. That's hilarious. But these one words will lose, and it don't even phase them. They head don't drop. They just be like, all right,
keep it moving.
Next.
I mean, one game they lost against Denver. Shay was just smiling, like laughing, like, oh, okay, this is great. But anyway, man, we about to run out of time on y'all, man. We got one more thing to do before we get up out of here.
Yo, have you ever thought of like what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I help support them? How can I be a blessing to them? We just said it. We're going to say it again because sometimes things got to go back to back for you to understand it. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so you'll know anytime we go live for the 3 shows that we have. First and third Tuesday, it's our Bible study. Every Wednesday, it's the sports show. And then we got Hot Topic and Music on Thursdays over the latest Hot Topics. You in the comments, that is a way to support us. If you want to support us financially, Cash App, Not the Same Podcast, notthesamepodcast.com/support. You can hit that YouTube. See if you like and subscribe and see what's going on. Sometimes we do pop-up shows.
Yes,
and you'll know if we're doing something special for the NBA Finals, NHL Stanley Cup Finals. You never know when we might go live. It might be breaking news, and the Knicks may actually get a coach. Somebody said in the comments, Mark Jackson. Is Mark Jackson the fit? I don't know. I know when he was in Golden State, I think he's a great basketball mind. That don't matter. That ain't the night. That ain't the subject. That's how you can support us. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification button, and be back tomorrow for our music and hot topic show, man, as we talk about the latest in whatever the hot topic may be. You dig what I mean? Just come back through, chop it up with you.
Hey, Rob said everything and leave no meat on the bone. I'm C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
We out, man. We see y'all tomorrow.
I'm tired.
Tell them it's not the same. It's the podcast, and we call it Not the Same. Faith, culture, talking sports, get it in your brain. We might debate the golden and tell you that Jesus reigns. Then I got episode about the part we not the same. Culture not the same. Boy, I feel like Robert Dean. And just like Robert been redeemed, glory to the King. I feel like C-Micah, this music with faith in it. Put the word on 808, I'm talking great. Steph Curry with the shot. Boy, I'm talking long distance. Boy, you messing with a grizzly, you would think I played in Memphis. We be going Going back and forth, this like Serena playing tennis. But it's LLC's up in this thing, that means we stand on not the same. This the podcast, and we call it not the same. Yeah, this the podcast, not the same. Faith, culture, talking sports, get it in your brain. We might debate the golden and tell you that Jesus reigned. Then I got episode about the poor, we not the same.